Oh, welcome to another Memphis Answers. Today we got some questions on today's video, Memphis Monday 206, which is the prototype glider rocker. We got some questions about the metal parts. We're going to answer those today and quickly and get that answer out to you. So let's go in there and check those questions out and knock off the chatter. I think it's probably a professional way to do this, but I don't know what it is. I'm too lazy to look it up. But here are the questions from Rob. Said, would be good to see those metal glider parts. Is there a bearing or collet of some type? And then I wrote him back asking if I could use his comment. And then the next one was from Dennis. And he said, Dennis writes, looking forward to next week. I'm interested in seeing what hardware you use for the gliding mechanism. Well, let's just short circuit the system and I'll go over that right now. Here's our prototype. Here's the seat bottom. And then the arms come down here, and they're what are going to be holding the weight of the seat. And then there's this cross member down here that the metal parts are connected into. So essentially the chair is two pieces. It's got the part that swings, and then here is just the base that the chair hangs from. You can see that base, and I made the base like that, but you can make it any way you want, as long as this distance right here, is calculated correctly. And here's how those hangers are attached with a bolt through here. They angle out, so it gives you clearing between the frame and the seat. You can buy these hangers on Amazon. I don't know how expensive they are. They're not very expensive. And the question is there a bearing or something in there? And the answer is yes. They got a ball bearing right there and right there. These also, they angle. You can see the angle to them. So this connects here, and then this comes out to your frame. And what you do is you take a regular bolt that it's a 1/4 inch, goes through there, and you put it through with the bolt end here at the bearing. And then that goes through your frame. And then when you tighten it, and by doing it this way, if you have a bolt, you don't want to use a carriage bolt that's threaded all the way. You want to have this bearing surface here. So that's how the chair is connected to that stand. And you can use your imagination on the stand or whatever you want to do. You can also adjust the angle that these things are installed. It changes the rocker characteristics. If you lean them back further, the chair will actually rock back. This chair only goes kind of on a level. Now this is a commercial chair. It works the same way. It's got the same base and the rockers here. Now that looks like a wooden rocker, but it's a little more complicated than that. Inside this wood, they have a bearing attached inside this wood. So I don't really recommend doing it this way unless you had access to the hardware they used inside this rocker. But it's made exactly the same way. It's got the base with these rocking mechanisms, and then down here at the bottom it's got that cleat that goes along the bottom there. So that does it for this Memphis Answers. I hope that answered your questions. Of course, today's episode was a prototype, and we'll get into the mechanism a little bit more next week. And also, in the out weeks, we're actually making these rockers is kind of preparation for making a large glider bench or a garden glider. I've never built a glider before, so I wanted a couple of practice editions before I tackle the big garden bench. So I had the same questions you did. So anyway, I hope that answered your question, and get excited for next week when we're going to do the final edition of this glider rocker. Actually, we're going to build another one just almost like it. So thanks for playing along.